Honestly, 2024 was one of the hardest years of my life. Not even one of, it was the hardest year of my life. It was really hard. I turned 25. A lot happened. A lot didn't happen. I was just having an identity crisis. I was having a quarter life crisis. So this day was my friend's birthday party. This was April 14th, and my friend was having a denim and diamonds themed birthday party. And I remember I had to drive there in my old car, which was now my brother's car, but it doesn't have AC. And I remember being really hot, and I had to bring a bunch of stuff to touch up my makeup because I knew that I was going to be driving in his hot car. And this is spring, summertime, so it was definitely hot in Houston, but these are all my friends. And I was really excited to get out this day because I had been going through it. This was the month before my 25th birthday. I turned 25 the next month in May, and I think I was starting to feel the depression coming in and just the birthday blues. But like I said, I was excited to get out for my friend's birthday. This is my friend Joy, and she's also a DJ, so she did DJ her own birthday party. At this time in my life, I wasn't reading my Bible, I wasn't praying, I wasn't talking to God. I was just really sad, and I didn't know what to do with myself. I was at the end of myself, I wouldn't say I was at the end of myself yet. I was getting really close though, and I don't think anybody around me could really tell that I was going through anything. And I think that's just that saying when they're when you're going through the worst times of your life is when you look the happiest. But one thing about me is I love dressing up, I love looking pretty, I love going out, I love a sunny day. It was summertime. I love a sunny day, I love a party, I love being around my friends. So whenever I'm around my friends, honestly, I forget everything going on in my life until I go back to my life. So this day I was just really focused on enjoying myself, having fun with my friends, just having an escape from my reality. And it was definitely giving escape from my reality because I had so much fun. One thing about Joy is that she knows how to throw a party. She knows how to bring people together and have a good time, and her playlist never misses. It always hits. Honestly, if you guys are looking for a DJ for your birthday parties in Houston, hit Joy up. She also cooked the food. She's also a great cook. I have some amazing friends, y'all, which is why I say that whenever I'm around my friends, it's easy for me to forget what I'm going through. Another thing about Joy is that one of her parties, you're gonna be getting lit. She's gonna have the drinks on deck. And one big mistake I made this night was drinking. Very big mistake for me because I don't even know. And also, Joy makes these fermented drinks. She likes to call them fermented. I don't know what she does to them, but they will get you lit. We were lit. Yeah, I know my limit. My limit is usually 2 drinks. I don't know how much I drank this night, but you guys can see by the way I'm dancing. I was getting lit. And this was at the point where I was trying to really bury my sorrows. And I think I drank even more than I normally would have and should have, because I was just let me just forget my sorrows. Dance, 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 and forget your sorrows. Drink, 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 and forget your sorrows. That's what I was on. And I don't know why. Actually, I know why. I literally just said I was trying to forget my sorrows. But yeah, guys, I was having a good time. It was a fun time. I think at this period, I was really just trying to figure myself out. What is my future gonna look like when this is what my life currently looks like? I didn't finish college. I don't have anything going on for myself that's tangible. I don't feel seen in the beauty industry, even though I've been doing this for years and years and years. I feel like I've truly made a mark in the industry, but things just don't seem to be happening for me. I just don't seem to be being seen, even though I'm putting my best foot forward. I'm trying my hardest. I'm doing my best. I just didn't feel like I was where I wanted to be or deserved to be, honestly. And I don't even mean that in a cocky way or in a prideful way. I've been in this industry for a long time. I mean, there's people that have been in it for longer, but again, they've seen the fruits of their work. And I just felt like I was not seeing the fruits. I've been doing this for so long, and there would always be these moments in my career where I would think, okay, this is my big break. Okay, this is when I'm finally going to get what I deserve, quote unquote. And it would just never happen. It wasn't making sense. And then I would compare myself to other people. And by the way, Joy was about to sit on top of the ledge, and we all got so scared. So that's why they took the alcohol from her. But yeah, I would compare myself to other people, and I would just be so depressed and so sad and just thinking what is my life? What is my life? And I remember when I would talk to God at these times, I would just tell God, if this is what my life is supposed to be like, if I'm not gonna go any higher than this, if I'm not gonna be any greater than this, then just help me to be content with what I am now. Help me to just be content and to just have joy and peace with it. But yeah, guys, the night got really lit. I got really drunk, and I ended up going home with someone that I had no business going home with. And you can imagine what happened. And I deeply regretted it. And that was just another thing that dug me even deeper into feeling shame and guilt and sadness and just all the things that I was already feeling. It just like magnified it some more because I did something that I wasn't proud of. And yeah.
Like an Oreo, a double stuffed Oreo. This way. Chill. Take it one time. Oreo. Already here. Oh, we're here already? That was so fast. I sip my alcohol. I don't want to reason bad things no more. I don't want to go back to where I did before.
So that clip was actually from a series that I did on TikTok of me posting a bunch of videos from different points in my life when I would record videos, but I wouldn't post them because I would be going through so much. So I was basically just like kind of doing a testimony series on TikTok and talking about what was happening during that period, which is why my voice sounds different because I was also going through something during that period. And I was just trying to like remind myself that God is good and that if he was good then, he's going to be good now. If he got me through that time, then he's going to get me through that time now. But yes, guys, everything I said in that video is exactly how I felt during those times. Even in this video, I'm at a Huda Beauty event. This was an event that I was specially invited to. They had 2 different events. This one was more niche and they invited a very specific amount of people, but the other event, they invited like more people basically. And I remember I saw Thalitha Jane at this event and somebody brought up how she had just reached 1 million followers and I was just like, wow, like that's so amazing. And I remember just feeling like not inadequate in the moment, but like after the fact, when I found out that this was a more niche event, thinking like, why was I invited? Like, why did they think I deserved to be there? I was just having a lot of imposter syndrome at this point. The imposter syndrome was so bad. And I was so broke. Even at this dinner, this birthday dinner, my friend's birthday dinner, I remember I had to use like the last few dollars that I had to go to her birthday dinner, but I really wanted to go to support her. We ended up having a lot of fun. It was a fun night. But again, I would go to these events and then I would just go back home and just be sad again. And just like I said earlier, nobody would have ever guessed that I was going through any of these things, that I was having a hard time, because my social media and my presentation of myself just did not reflect that at all. Then came my birthday hair, which was actually the worst. This lady who did my birthday hair, God will actually bless her. Just so I don't say bad things with my tongue. I actually wanted to go to Deb to do my birthday hair, the same girl that I had been braiding my hair, but she wanted to charge me a ridiculous price just because it was French curl hair, and I just didn't think that that made sense. And remember, I didn't have the funds to be paying just anything. I'm not getting paid to do my hair this time. So this is my own actual money that I'm using to do this hair. And I ended up going to this braiding shop that I had heard this girl talking about on TikTok, but I got stuck with this lady who was actually determined to make my hair look horrible. It was a really bad experience. I wanted small braids. She gave me medium, even larger than medium at that point. I don't even know. Maybe we can even call it large. The braids were so scanty. Mind you, I already have a small head. I already don't have a lot of hair on my head. And I told her this so many times. I cried during this experience. The owner came. The owner was begging me. It was just so bad. But my birthday was still very much a lot of fun, y'all. I had so much fun on my birthday. Thank God. Glory be to God. For real. Hallelujah. My birthday was fun. I had a great time. My friends came out. We went to dinner. It was a good time. Despite the ugly hair, even the hair, I was able to make the best of it. Chino even came and took pictures of me as well. So that was really great too. Oh my gosh. Even my birthday nails, I was able to negotiate a deal with the girl who did my nails for a free set for promo on my TikTok page. And my brother gave me money for my nails. So I didn't even have to pay for my nails. But then I also got to like keep the extra money. So yeah, that really helped. I ended up kind of liking the ponytail style. Even though now looking back at it, it looked crazy because I literally had like 4 braids at the front of my head. But the ponytail itself was really cute. I made a lot of great content with this hairstyle. Oh my gosh, like the content that I got with this hairstyle was actually so cute. I think it's the pink. I'm definitely going to be doing a pink style again because it was really cute and I got a lot of content from it. I went to the Urban Decay event with the pink hair. This event was really fun. I think it was one of the best events I had been to. It was a really great time. But still, again, I was just going to these events and then going back home to be sad and cry every night. I think it was like almost every night. This day, I was going to Austin with some of my friends to celebrate my friend Courtney's birthday. Wait, I don't know why I said Austin. We went to Dallas. Again, I love being around my friends. I love celebrating their birthdays. I love celebrating with them. Any chance to be with them is always going to be good. And my best friend Sheena was going to be there this weekend because she was in town in Dallas because we went to Dallas. And yeah, I was really excited for this weekend. But also this weekend, I was fasting with my mom. So I was supposed to be fasting, but I think I didn't quite understand the concept of fasting because everything that I did in this vlog went against a person who is fasting. Also, I hated my hair and I had a terrible experience when I was getting my hair done for my birthday. My birthday had passed at this point. Yeah, I hated my hair. The lady who did my hair was so mean, so rude. It was just a terrible experience. I hated my hair. I would wear it in a ponytail most of the time. And even then, like, now that I look back on it, like, it looked crazy, but whatever. We were staying at an Airbnb all together, which was so fun because, again, like, I get to be with my friends and we're all, like, so close to each other for the weekend. Like, so fun. This was May 17, and at this point my birthday had passed and I was feeling even worse, and I finally talked to my mom and just told her how I was feeling. And so she said that we should fast because her church was actually doing like this fasting, I think it was for like a week of fasting spontaneously, and so she thought that we should participate in it together. And at this point I was desperate, but I was not fasting correctly. I would pray with my mom every morning and every night, but I wasn't praying on my own and I wasn't doing anything on my own. I was more like relying on my mom to be the one like spearheading everything, and I was really just like lazy fasting. Like, look at, like, I was very unserious. Like, this night at dinner I drank so much. Mind you, I said I wasn't gonna drink because I'm fasting. Like, I definitely drank a lot. Like, look at me, just like feeling myself again. Any chance to get cute, look good, forget my sorrows, I am taking it. I am down. I am ready to rock and roll. You do not have to bribe me with a good time. And now that I think about it, before we even made it to dinner, while I was getting ready, I was sipping on wine, like heavy sipping. So I was desperate for help, but I wasn't desperate enough to let go of the things that gave me comfort. And honestly, drinking was one of those things that gave me comfort. Like, being able to drink and just have fun and be in the cloud and just be like, woo, you know, look at myself, stare at myself, feel cute, feel pretty. That was one of those things that gave me comfort, and I was not ready to let that go. But look at my girl Courtney, the birthday girl. She looked so pretty on her birthday, and this was honestly a really, really, really fun weekend. Like, I had so much fun despite everything else. And I'm not sure exactly why this vlog never made it, but I can just imagine I did not have enough brain capacity to bring it to life. That was another thing that I was dealing heavily with, was just being so sad and so down that I couldn't do my work. And my work is posting content, but also sometimes I would post the content and like nobody would see it. The algorithm wouldn't push it. So it would just make me more discouraged, and I would just have more of an excuse to be sad. And I think I started to feel comfort in my sadness. Like, I started to be comfortable being sad. And also I wasn't financially doing well either. Like, the pockets were beginning to run a little dry. Not even a little dry, a lot dry. And I live at home, but I pay rent. I live in my sister's house, and I was paying rent in my sister's house, and I was like struggling to pay the rent. Like, I was struggling. And when I was paying the rent, I would pay the rent and then I would have nothing left to my name. But at this point, it hadn't gotten too bad yet though. So as you can see, I got a good meal. I got a burger. I got some dumplings. I was eating good. So you know the pockets were not too empty. These clips are so funny because this is me drunk eating. Because usually me on a normal day, regular me does not eat this much because my appetite is so bad. Like, I do not eat a lot of food because I just have a terrible appetite. I can never finish my food. Everyone knows me for this. But this day I was devouring everything in sight because I was drunk. Just look at me eating this burger. Like, please be for real. You guys, I really wanted to add clips because it was a whole weekend, but the next day she had like a pool party and it was so much fun. Now that I am smarter and I know better and I have wisdom, I know that this fast did not take because I was not serious about it at all. Like, I did all the wrong things. I'm gonna have you guys come to part 3 for the rest of the story because I actually just realized that I have the clip. So this is day 2 of Courtella, which is what Courtney's birthday weekend was called, and some friends were making breakfast. Joy was practicing her set for the day, and then we all got ready for her pool party. This was my look for the pool party. Honestly, I looked really cute. I tried to be all festive, negative because it was called Courtella and we were supposed to be like giving Courtella vibes, but I ended up not liking the outfit that I originally planned, so I just ended up going with a backup outfit instead, which I still liked, but I just didn't think it gave the Courtella vibes as much. But as I told you guys in the last vlog, I was supposed to be fasting, but like I said in the last vlog as well, I don't think I quite understood the concept of fasting for real because I was doing all the wrong things. I was not consecrating myself. Honestly, I shouldn't have gone to the weekend at all, but it was my friend's birthday weekend and I had already told her I would come. I had already paid for everything and the fasting ended up coming like after the fact, and it was my friend's birthday. Like I did not want to miss it, so I know for sure that my fast did not take because like I said, I did all the wrong things. I was drinking, y'all. Like I definitely had a hangover from the day before this, and I was even starting to get a little bit sick. Like I could feel a cold coming and my voice was starting to like go away a little bit, but I was telling Joy that I was like rebuking it because I hate being sick. Like I hate having a cold. It's like the worst thing. But y'all, this is the Airbnb that she was having the pool party at. The people that owned this Airbnb showed us so much shege. First of all, they weren't even supposed to be there, but they ended up being there and they were just like so horrible the whole time. But I would say we made the best that we could of it. Like honestly, it was really hard, but we tried our best. And honestly, I was too drunk to even really be focused on the owners and their shenanigans. I was having a good time, okay? Joy did make her famous fermented alcohol drink, cocktail, whatever you want to call it, and we were having a good time. And let me tell you guys, I ended the night kissing someone I had no business kissing. This was someone that was like an old flame, but not really an old flame. You know that guy that, well, not everyone has this, but if you know what I mean, that one guy that you just kind of have like that is just always there. Like he's just always there, and he's in my friend group, so like it makes it just like he's literally always there. Like he's there. And I remember telling my friends, I just want to kiss someone, and thank God it didn't go past kissing. But yeah, this is me and my partner in crime, Priye. What the heck?
I don't give a fuck about you, Ashake. She's cancelled. It's not your babe. You can judge me all you want, I don't give a fuck. Not a bougazi.
So in part 2 and 3 was Courtney's birthday, and this day was literally the day right after we got back from Courtney's birthday was Jerry's graduation party. Literally right after. I was so tired, so exhausted, but I had to come through. This was the day that we got back from Dallas, so now we're in Houston for Jerry to celebrate his graduation. And y'all, one thing about the enemy, it knows how to send you some stupid boy when you're already going through the worst time of your life. And this is not really an attack on the person per se, but on the situations that happened as a result of this person coming into my life. You know how the enemy will just send a guy just to finish you completely. That's what this day was, because this day I was propositioned for a date by a guy who I actually thought was pretty handsome, because I had met him at the run club. My friend had a run club and I was going to like help him take pictures, and that's where I met this guy. And so I was like, yeah, you could take me on a date. Like, yeah. I felt that his intentions were correct, but it just ended up being just a mess, and it was all over the place. And I'll get into that in the coming vlogs because this was a pretty short vlog. So this was like the first time during the year that I had a hairstyle that wasn't braids, and it was because I was between my braid style. My friends and I had a pool party coming up, and I knew that I wanted to have braids for the pool party because literally one of the few things that I would have to live for, that I would have to look forward to and be excited about, were the few times when me and my friends were doing something. Maybe I was going to a party, maybe there was an event. Those were literally the few times that I was like, ooh, finally a light in the tunnel type of vibe. So this wig I had actually gotten from Wig Dealer like months ago, but I never could wear it because I would always have braids. So this was the perfect time. It was my friend's birthday dinner and I was obviously gonna go, and I didn't have my hair done, so I was like, perfect timing. I styled the wig. I did a whole video series about this, and everybody was so shocked that I was wearing a wig because obviously I had made such a big deal about the fact that I wouldn't be wearing a wig for forever. is really what I made it seem like. But yeah, this was a cute look. It was a nice little break. Next day, the very next day, I went to get my hair braided. I had found this lady from my friend Palumi. My friend Palumi told me about her, and I went to her because I was attracted to the fact that she actually did small braids. Like, if you go on her page, which I'm not gonna say her page, but when I went on her page, she actually would do small braids. Like, a lot of people in America, I've noticed, don't like to do small braids because it takes a lot of time and they just kind of want to, you know, do whatever is the fastest. But guys, this lady, she was horrible. Like, this was the worst experience that I've ever had getting my hair done, getting my hair braided. If the lady before her with the pink braids showed me Shake Pro Max, she showed me Shake Pro Max to the high-end degree. Like, this lady was just, it was just a lot. It was a lot. I remember just being so drained the whole appointment. I cried a couple of times. She was begging me, apologizing to me. She was just so mean, so weird. I literally had no idea why this lady behaved the way that she did, but it was such a horrible experience. I remember I did a vlog on it, and I was almost not even going to post a vlog, even though my braid vlogs would always perform really well, so I would really look forward to posting them. I almost wasn't going to post this one because the experience was so bad. It was just so bad.
How much are you willing to put up with just to get your hair done and make sure that your hair looks good and that you are satisfied with the way your hair comes out? Because I went to get my hair done this day, and I had to put up with a lot of disrespect and a lot of rubbish that like was out of my control and had nothing to do with me, just because the person who was doing my hair was having a bad day. And although I did come out liking my hair like a lot, I just did not appreciate everything that I had to go through just to get my hair done and looking good. I've had boho knotless braids before, and I actually went to someone else, but this time I couldn't go to her again because she wasn't willing to do the style the exact way that I wanted to do it, because she was just one person braiding. But this place I went to because I found out about it through a friend. She had multiple people doing my hair. It was like about 4 ladies doing my hair, but it still took 12 hours, which is almost the same amount of time it took when one person was doing my hair. And that was because they like stopped a couple of times to do different things. So although it was 4 people doing my hair, they were not doing my hair at the same time. It was like all 4 of them were doing it at different times. She had like other clients. Like, it was just a lot going on in this shop. And with all of that, you would think that the lady would be like nice and be respectful and everything, but she was not. And although she apologized at the end, I just really did not appreciate like everything that she did. I really don't want to speak on it just because like I don't think she was coming from like a bad place or she was trying to do all these things intentionally. I generally think that she was really having a bad day, and I really did like the way my hair came out. And I wouldn't necessarily recommend that you go to her, but I also wouldn't recommend that you not go to her, just because I didn't have a good experience. And it would be kind of like weird to recommend someone to you when I didn't have a good experience, and then you go there and you could possibly have the same experience that I did. She does a really good job at doing hair. She does it the exact way that I like it. My main thing whenever I get my hair done is that I want the braids to be really small. Because I have a small head and I don't have a lot of hair on my head, I always want my braids to be really small. I ended up loving my braids. She did an amazing job when it comes to the hair, but the customer service was just terrible. And this was not the first time I had this experience. You guys noticed that when I had my pink French curl braids, I didn't even post a braid vlog. That's because I had a similar experience at another place. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, would you go to a place if you know your hair is going to look good, but the experience isn't going to be like the best? Because if I'm being honest, I would totally go back to her. I love the way my hair turned out, and I care more about the way my hair turns out versus the way I am treated, I guess, which is kind of sad, but she did a good job and she was cheap. So let me know what y'all think.
I really did like the hair though. I really, really liked the hair. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I loved the hair, but was it worth the turmoil? I don't think so. I said in the video that I felt like it was worth it, but no. Hindsight is, 2020. Is that what they say? I don't know. But the next day, I did have a really great day. I had a day planned with my best friend, Sheena, and she was going to take me out for my birthday because she didn't get to be with me on my birthday. So she took me out for my birthday. We went to dinner. We had so much fun. It was so cute. It was just perfect.
I've never gotten a massage before, but my bestie just finished her first year of med school, so I wanted to treat her to a massage day. We went to this place called Zentara Thai. We were actually supposed to go somewhere else, but they couldn't take us because we were a little bit late, and I found this place, and I'm actually happy we ended up going here because the 2 ladies that were operating the place were so sweet, so nice. It was such a clean, nice facility, and I could tell that they didn't really get a lot of customers, so they were so excited to have us, and they gave us like extra special care. And y'all, the massage was so nice. I've actually had a lymphatic drainage massage before, but this was like a proper proper massage. We did deep tissue massages. It was so nice and relaxing, and Sheena actually fell asleep. I couldn't sleep. I was awake the whole time, but I was definitely enjoying it and soaking it all up. This was us after. They gave us little chocolates, and then we went home, ate some food, and fell asleep, and then we got ready to go to dinner because Sheena was treating me to dinner because she wasn't here for my birthday. I actually posted a little get ready with me of my makeup look this day, so if you want to check it out, you can go watch that. I feel like TikTok has a new update again because my views have been pretty low. Get into it, okay? We were looking so cute. It's giving chocolate goddess goodness. So this was us on the way to dinner. We actually went to this place called Friends. I've been there before, and when we got there, Sheena had a gift for me. I was actually really surprised. We always get each other gifts for our birthdays, but I don't know why. Like, I was so surprised. But now we're at Friends, and I've been here before. I was here with my friends before, but Sheena's never been, so she wanted to come here. And I really like the food, so I was more than happy to come here again. And they actually have a live DJ here. I didn't know this the last time I was here. It's a nice vibe. The food is really good. It has that dark vibe going on, and they also have hookah, which is very interesting, but I did see them going around with hookah. This is the drink we got. The drink was really good. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, she got money. This is so cute. Stop. I was looking at this bag. I was looking at this. So cute.
I want it for myself. I'm gonna get it.
This is so, it matches your shoes. The one I got. You know those shoes sold out when I tried to get them. They did. They're not even bringing them back. I haven't seen them anywhere. Yeah. Damn. They sold out. Mama. But this is so cute. Over
I opened my gift. I was so excited about my bag, but then we got our appetizer, our entree. Sheena had to get this salmon because she really wanted to get the bolognese, but it has pork in it, and so she's Muslim and she can't eat pork, so she had to pass up on it, but it was really good. So was her food, she said, and then they brought us like a little complimentary dessert for my birthday. That was actually really good. But that was the end of our night, guys. Went to the bathroom, took some pictures, enjoyed ourselves. I love nights like this where I get to like hang out with my friend, having one-on-one friend time and just like spending time with each other, especially because she's been gone for so long. Like, this is her first time back in Houston in like almost a year, so I really enjoyed our time together. I love her so much, and I'm so thankful. So this was during the summer, June 8th to be precise. My friends and I were having a pool party, and as you can see, I was feeling myself. I thought I looked so cute. And y'all, I brought my man to this pool party, my new man that was gonna fix everything, that was gonna make me feel so much better about myself and everything that I was going through, that I put all my hope and trust in, because you know, when you're going through a hard time in life, what else could you do except put all your hope and trust into a man? Yes. I was a fool, but it was during the summer. We were watching Love Island. You know, the girls wanted to be in love, and all my friends are like, most of my friends are cuffed up at the time, were cuffed up at the time, and are still cuffed up. And I've been the single friend for years and years and years, and I've never had a boyfriend. So I was like, this is my chance to finally have a man. And you know, he seemed very promising. Like, it all looked very, very promising, y'all. Like, I promise I wasn't really even being that delusional. Like, everything was going really well, but it obviously was not a part of God's plan for me, because it quickly blew up in my face, and I'm gonna get into that in the next part, because you know, and y'all can see my hair is different. But y'all, the experience that I had getting my hair done this time, by the way, I'm doing a whole YouTube series about my hair journey last year because it was crazy. But the lady who did my hair this time, although the hair was beautiful, that lady put me through Shiggy Pro Max. The other lady just put me through Shiggy. This lady gave me Shiggy Pro Max, because with the other lady, she made my braids too big. They were so scanty, I looked crazy. But this lady gave me exactly what I wanted, but I paid the price with my mental health. But this was like a couple days later, and I was having a little Love Island watch party with my friends. I honestly don't have my friends at my house a lot. Like, we usually just like hang out outside and like do stuff outside of our home. But my mom made jollof rice for them because it was a little special occasion. I got drinks, and we literally just watched Love Island, and it was so much fun, y'all. Like, this was such a cute little day. It honestly started to feel like things were getting better. Like, okay, life is getting a little better, but I feel like summer does that to you. It kind of tricks you, because it is summertime, and my friends were all in town for the most of the summer, because usually everyone is like in med school, they're like in pharmacy school, they're in doing their various things in life, and I'm usually just like at home, just like by myself, so I feel more alone. But it was summertime, and they were all in town, so I didn't feel as alone, so it kind of made me feel like, okay, things are getting better. But this was around the time we also started to catch on to US Love Island, and US Love Island
weekend kept the girls booked and busy, y'all. Cordell and Serena, we were locked in for sure. So I'm going through a really hard time in my life, and this is part 6 of me going through my drafts and looking at times when things were honestly a lot worse, which is crazy because I feel like things are pretty bad right now. So it's another birthday party, and this one was Sex and the City themed, and I definitely think I was giving Carrie Bradshaw, but I'll let you guys be the judge of that. But you guys, the setup and the table setup and everything for this party was so freaking cute. And like I said, I thought I was giving Carrie Bradshaw, but y'all, I was so drunk this day. Like, even before I came to the party, I had taken shots at home. Like, I had gotten to the point where I was like drinking at home. And I didn't drive, by the way. I rode with my best friend. But let me give you guys some insight as to what was happening this day. So a couple of weeks before this, I had went to convention with my mom because, again, I was desperately looking for help any and everywhere that I could find it. I was desperate. But that also didn't really bring me any help. I felt like nothing happened. And I think nothing was happening physically because I had not changed anything about my life. Physically, I was still very much the same. So when I came back, I was just even more sad, even more down, because it was just like, what am I doing all this for? And then the guy that I was talking to, he was giving me a little bit of trouble. See, he was going through his own things, which were very real things. And while I respected that, I felt like he was not giving me the same respect and the same grace that I felt that I was giving him. And this day, he was ignoring me. And this day was actually like the second or third day that he was ignoring me, and it was eating me up inside. Like, I was looking forward to this party for weeks, because not even weeks, I'd known about it for months, and I love Sex in the City, so I was really excited about it. And I couldn't even enjoy the party because I was really thinking about that. Like, before I had came to the party, before I had like started getting ready, I was probably in bed crying about it. One thing you guys should know about me is that I come from a single mother and I have an absent father. Like, my father has never been in my life ever at any point of my life. And so I think I had this rejection wound, and being ignored really triggers that wound in me. And I hate when guys ignore me. I hate when anyone ignores me. I hate when anyone makes me feel rejected. And during this time, he was ignoring me, and I felt like a child. And like a child, I would be in my bed, crawled up, crying, really sad, because I really liked this guy and things were going really well. It looked really promising, like I said in the last vlog. And also, we had done anything like crazy, like we were doing things correctly. So I was really happy about it. But yeah, that really left a bad taste in my mouth. And also, it made me realize like, oh, I'm gonna have to cut this guy off even though I don't want to. And that was really hard for me to deal with as well, like having to like actually be an adult and like make an adult decision, because now I'm 25. Like, I can't just be giving people chances. You've showed me what you're capable of. And this wasn't the first situation. This was like the second incident of something happening, and it was just like, yeah, I have to cut this guy off, and that sucks. But by this point, I was trying again to reconnect with God, reconnect with myself, and just get better, like force myself to get better, even if it's not coming naturally, to just force it. I was trying my best, and again, it was still summertime, so I was holding on. I was trying to hold on. Then in August, I went to Nigeria with my family, and when I tell you guys, this trip was definitely meant to happen. This was so God ordained, because I almost wasn't gonna go because I did not have the money, y'all. A brand was supposed to pay me, and they took so long to pay me, so my funds were just really tight, and I just had to go and talk to my mom and just cry to my mom and let her know like, hey, I'm really struggling. Like, I've been struggling for a while now. I'm struggling financially. I don't think my mom understood to what extent just yet at this point. I don't think she understood that I meant like just in general. I think she thought I was mostly talking about financially. So basically, this trip was supposed to be our whole family, and it was for us to go to Nigeria to celebrate the 10-year remembrance of my grandfather's passing. So we all wanted to go as a family, so my mom obviously wanted all of us to go. She was gonna pay for my sister and my brother to go because I had already said that I was gonna like get my own money. So I just basically had to let her know like, hey, I can't do this. Like, I'm struggling. I'm really, really struggling. And I think it's not fair that you're going to pay for my siblings, but not me. And I think that you should pay for my ticket too, because I really want to go. I was almost not going to. I was just going to throw in the towel. I was like, yeah, it's fine. Like, I'm just not going to go. I guess I'll just stay home. You know, it will give me time to really focus on creating videos and basically just have time to myself to create again, because I really had it in my head that the reason why I wasn't able to be as creative was just because there were so many people. Like, I didn't have that time to myself to really zone out and just be in my own space. So I was like, yeah, everybody going would be fine. Like, I'll just stay here. So I was starting to rationalize in my head me not going. But when I tell you guys, God was like, no, I literally had dreams of God basically letting me know like, you're gonna go. you're gonna go, and your mom and your sister are gonna figure out a way for you to go. And that's exactly what happened. My mom and my sister figured out a way for me to go, because my sister was saying that it wouldn't be fair if everyone went and I didn't go. So I ended up going to Nigeria, and I had a great time, y'all. It was so nice. Before I went, I remember fasting, because I don't know, I just feel like there's a lot in Nigeria. Like every time I go to Nigeria, I always have the craziest dreams. I just feel like there's something very much there when it comes to me and when it comes to my family. Obviously that's where we're from, but just like spiritually, like Nigeria, just it always does something to me. I was just like, yeah, I need to fast. God told me to fast for 3 days. I think I fasted for like 3 days leading up to the trip. And I remember leading up to the trip, like I was so just like so sober-minded, so focused, just in a really good space. And you would not have known like everything that I was experiencing before that, because this trip just was really exciting to me. And you guys know I expressed earlier how I was always just like longing to go to Nigeria. Like I was always just really excited to go to Nigeria. Like I just wanted to be in Nigeria. So I was really excited for this trip, and the fasting really helped me to just be in a good space. I remember even at the airport, us going, my sister-in-law and my brother, they left my nephew's luggage with all his clothes in it. And so we had to figure out something to do. And I was like so calm. Like the whole trip, I was just so calm. Things kept happening, but I was so calm, and I would always find a solution because I was just in a really good headspace. I was able to call my friend Orea. Her name's also Orea, who lives literally like 3 minutes away from me. And she was able to go to our house, get the luggage, put it in an Uber, and then the Uber came to the airport. My sister has TSA pre-check, so she was able to get the luggage, and we were all able to go to Nigeria when we needed. There was even an issue with my brother's passport because he's not a Nigerian citizen. The rest of us are all Nigerian citizens, but he's not. So there was an issue with his visa on arrival, basically, and so we had to find a solution for that. I remember just every time something would come up, I would just pray in my mind. Like I would just go into my quiet place in my mind and just pray, and everything would just work out. And I was really in really high spirits, basically. The whole trip was just amazing. Everything was just so amazing. I was happy to see my family. We were staying in an Airbnb, and every day, like there was always people over. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little overwhelming at times, but I just had fun. Like I did a whole TikTok series of my trip to Nigeria on TikTok. If you guys want to go watch it, I vlogged every single day and did like a voiceover. It was really fun. People really enjoyed it. It was a great time. Nigeria, it was much needed, and I just felt like I needed to be there, and I thank God that I was. And I also got my hair braided in Nigeria, and when I tell you guys, I love getting my hair done in Nigeria. Like it's just, obviously it's an African country, like everybody knows how to braid hair dang near, and I just had the best experience getting my hair done. I remember just being so excited, feeling so comfortable. I was actually gonna go to somebody else to get these braids, but my aunt recommended this lady called Lady Gaga, who she had actually originally wanted me to go to the last time I was in Nigeria, and I wanted to get braids. She wanted me to go to her, but I was like, no, I wanted to go with the girl that did my friend's hair. So I actually ended up going to Lady Gaga this time, and she did an amazing job. It was so fun. You guys remember my first experience getting French curl braids in America? It was horrible. So this time I was actually able to get the French curl braids, and it actually came out looking good, and it was exactly what I asked for. You guys, today I woke up bright and early because I'm getting my hair done in Lagos. My family and I are staying in Ikeja, so I just looked up a salon nearby, and I went there to get my hair washed and blow dried. I don't know if the girl was scared or something, but she did not scrub my scalp really well. My hair was still a little bit dirty when the girl was doing my hair, but it wasn't too bad. You guys, I've come such a long way when it comes to my natural hair. I'm so much more confident and just like happy with my natural hair. But it's so funny how my natural hair makes me look so much younger, but it's so cute at the same time. And y'all, the mosquitoes have really been biting me up. Like they have been enjoying my blood. But can we just talk about how happy I am to be getting my hair done in Lagos? Not even because it's cheaper, even though that is a very amazing part of it. It is definitely a lot cheaper. This hairstylist was recommended to me by my aunt. They actually gave her a nickname, and they call her Lady Gaga, and it's so funny. But my aunts have been raving about her since the last time I was here. They really wanted her to do my hair. They did both me, my sister, and my sister-in-law's hair, and I really was liking it so far. But back to what I was saying about how happy I am to be getting my hair done in Lagos. I feel like it's just less stress. First of all, it's really common for people to do home services. Like they'll just come to your house, or you can go to the shop. Either way, you're gonna be comfortable, and it's gonna be fast because there's gonna be multiple people doing your hair, not just one person. Multiple people are gonna be braiding, or one person's gonna be braiding and the other person's gonna be braiding down. Either way, you're not gonna have to sit for a long time to get your hair done because they're gonna try to get you up and out of there, and it's not gonna be less quality just because they're trying to get you out of there. They're still gonna do your hair well depending on where you go, and if you go to a professional, of course there's always gonna be outliers,
but you can just see my face. Like, I was really happy. Like, I'm just smiling from ear to ear. I was just so happy. And the main thing that really does it for me is the way my braids are super small. One thing I always ask for is for my braids to be small because I have a small head and I have thin hair. But in Houston, like, people never want to do small braids. You'll ask for small braids, they're gonna give you medium braids. Like, it's never gonna be small. My last couple of experiences getting my hair done were just so bad that this experience was just a breath of fresh air. Like, I was just really happy. I'm waiting. We're waiting. No? I think she's shy. Y'all, we were literally having a blast. Like, they did my hair, we ate, we drank, we watched movies, we had a time. I got French curl braids. I used 4.5 bundles and I paid 20,000 naira, which is about $12. And before you say anything, I did tip them very well. And yeah, I'm ready to step out in the streets of Lagos. Bye. When I came back from Nigeria, I thought that things were gonna be different this time, and that this time when I came back, things were gonna go up versus all the other times when I would come back and things would go down. But honestly, this time was no different. It just went downhill again. And I think what made it even worse was the fact that while I was in Nigeria, I had started smoking weed again. Actually, I smoked weed one time, and it was because I was hanging out with a friend and he offered me some weed and I smoked it. Mind you, before that, I hadn't smoked since the last time when God literally freed me from this addiction. I told you guys about it. And I know for a fact that God actually freed me from it. It wasn't just a thing of like in my head. No, like God has actually given me victory over this particular thing. And I kind of just went back to my vomit. Not kind of, I literally went back to my vomit. So when I came back to Houston, like, I was just in the same exact place that I left, maybe even worse. Honestly, it felt like I was just as depressed as I was before God actually like showed himself to me and I got baptized and all those things. It felt like I was back there. And I think the biggest link and the biggest reason was because I was smoking weed again. And I remember like a few days after I came back from Nigeria, I went to go buy some edibles because there was a new like edible place that opened up right across the street from where I live. So I went there and I bought some edibles. They were like mango flavor. It was a huge dart. It was like $50. Mind you, I don't even have $50 to be spending on that, but I spent the $50. I was taking edibles like every day. I would eat half in the morning and then the other half later on in the day if it didn't last enough. And I was basically just back to square one. Like, I was literally back to where I was before God found me. It was crazy. So this is October 6th. I went to Nigeria in August and I came back in September. I went like early-ish August and came back beginning of September. I had a great time in Lagos, y'all. I mean, you guys saw the vlogs. I was living my best life. That was one of the few times in 2024 that I was actually happy. And the main reason I had such a good time was because prior to going to Lagos, I was so down. I was so broke. I had to basically beg my mom to buy my plane ticket because she was initially only going to buy tickets for my sister and my brother. And I had to basically let her know like, hey girl, I'm struggling too. So like, you got to buy me a ticket too. Thankfully, she ended up buying me my ticket and I got to go. And I was determined to have a good time. Like I said, y'all saw the vlogs. I had something to do every day. Every day I made sure to go out and get out of the house and do something. Because one of the main reasons why I was always stuck in the house at home was because I didn't have no money. But in Lagos, my money went a longer way. So I was able to really get out and just like have a good time for real. But yeah, that Lagos trip definitely gave me like a little pick me up for a little bit. But I don't know if it helped or hurt more because when I got back, I was so much more sad, which is crazy. Because to be honest, I had always wanted to move to Lagos and I'd always wanted to like live there for a little bit. So I was kind of like mourning the fact that I was no longer there and that I was back home in my terrible situation. Y'all, this was like a day when I was so happy to get out of the house. Again, I'm drinking, I'm taking everything back. Give me all the shots, I'm taking it. Give me everything, I'm taking it. I was going out every day for like a few days this week. I went out this night, the night after that, the night after that. And I had a friend from Lagos who was in town. So we were like going out with him a lot. By the way, my friend Joy was having a recording of one of her sets. So she invited us over to just come and support her for the recording. And so that's what we were doing. But honestly, I was so thankful for the distraction because I was able to like get out of my house, get out of my depression room. Y'all, my room was a filthy mess. It was so bad. Like at this point, I would tell my sister-in-law, if someone someone is trying to put me down in life, if someone is working actively to get me down and to take me to rock bottom, they should just save their energy, because I'm already in rock bottom. Like, I think I'm actually inside of the ground. Like, you can actually just save your energy. Like, whatever you're doing, I promise you, move on to your next task, because this one, the job has been completed. I honestly could not recognize myself, especially because in the year 2023, towards the end of 2023, I was so serious about my walk with Christ. I was baptized. I was reading my Bible every day. I was praying every day. I was so diligent in my walk with Christ, and I could feel God in everything that I did. I could feel him speaking to me. I had the Holy Spirit. I was on fire. And now look at me, bent over. I'm just joking. But honestly, I feel like looking at me, you probably wouldn't think there was anything wrong with me. But y'all, life was beating me up. Like, I did not go a single day without crying. And I wouldn't even pray. I would just cry and just be sad and just be depressed. And I would just think about everything that was wrong in my life, everything that never went right, everything that's been against it. It was horrible. I had been invited to a Cover Girl Hispanic Heritage Month event. It was a block party, and it was basically a collaboration of a bunch of different brands: Cover Girl, Sally Hansen, Philosophy, and some other brands that I'm not remembering right now. But honestly, I was really excited about it when I first got the invite, but the day of, I was just so down. I was so sad. I had came back from a night out with my friend that I had told you about in the last vlog, and I'm pretty sure I was hungover, so I was like, I'm not gonna go to this event. Like, I just want to stay in my bed and cry. I think the event started at 5, and by 4 I was like, wait, I need to go to this event. Like, let me just go. Like, let me just go. I cannot miss this. This is basically my work. Like, am I gonna miss out on work because I'm sad? Like, no. When I tell y'all, I had never done my makeup so fast, and it actually came out good, which is surprising. But I quickly did my makeup, and thankfully they had given us a Lyft voucher, so I didn't have to drive, so I just called the Lyft. And once I got to the event, I was like, wow, I'm so glad I came, because this event was amazing. I think this is one of the best influencer events I had ever been to, and I was so mad at myself that I didn't get there earlier, because it looked like I would have had so much fun. They had so many activations, so many little things that you could do, and I was there so late that like people had already been in line. They'd already written their names down. Like, I wasn't gonna get to do anything, but I was still so glad that I came. I ran into a bunch of familiar faces, and it was such a good vibe, y'all. Like, the party was so cute. I really was so mad at myself for almost missing out on this amazing event and this amazing experience, and I was so happy that I came. I'm telling y'all. I even ran into my girl Anita.
Why didn't I show on my TikTok when I saw you?
Yeah, y'all, this event was so fun. It definitely lifted my spirits a little bit in the meantime. But guess what? After this, I actually went out to meet my friends again for a night out. And Anita actually came with me for a little bit. But, you know, she's a responsible adult, so she left at a decent time, a sensible time. But I stayed out probably till like very late. I don't even know how late, but it was... yeah, it was an interesting night. But here these girls were showing us what was in the goodie bag because me and Anita both came too late to get one. We had to email them for ours, but one of the girls gave me her yummy gloss, which was so nice. So this was October 25th, and one of my friends was having her birthday dinner party. And again, you guys have seen, there's been a pattern in the last few vlogs of my friends having parties, of me having events, and basically feeling like these things are gonna like cheer me up or lift up my mood, but then I always just go back to feeling sad and empty again. And again, I thought, okay, this is a perfect weekend for me to get cute. I even put on a wig, I did my hair, I filmed a whole like vlog about it on my YouTube channel. I did a whole get ready with me. I did like a hair get ready with me. I did like a hair transformation video on TikTok. I was really excited about it because, you know, in the past, like my wig videos always perform really well. And now this is also my chance to have a video that'll perform really well, that will also validate me and make me feel better. Like finally, you know, because another one of the reasons why I would be so sad and so down was because my career just wasn't doing well. My career is TikTok, YouTube, posting content, and being a content creator. So I was very serious about this weekend. I got my nails done, which I scraped a little bit of money that I had to get my nails done. I found an old wig and transformed it. I was really pulling out all the stops, and I even bought a new outfit, and I was really excited for this weekend. And I honestly had so much fun at my friend's birthday dinner. It really was such a good time. I really enjoyed myself, but obviously that did not make me feel better. Like again, I went back to my life, to things how they normally are, to the regular scheduled program, which is just feeling sad. And at this point, I had started going to church again. I actually went to a women's conference the next day where Pastor Stephanie Ike was actually speaking, and this was at my church. So I was trying to reconnect with God. I was going to church. I was just like trying to get back to God. But I think this weekend I was trying to take matters into my own hands, and I thought that doing the things in the past that would make me feel better would somehow like bring me back up by getting my hair done, getting my nails done, doing those things. I thought that that would make me feel better. I don't know if you guys remember when I did the hair vlog, and my hook basically was like, when people say you're not sad, you just need to get your hair done, and I was like, but what if I got my hair done and I'm still sad? Or what if I got my nails done and I'm still sad? I don't know, it was either my nail vlog that I said it or my hair video that I said it, but both videos did not perform that well, honestly, especially the hair video, which really surprised me because my hair videos usually perform well. And I think again, that is just God's grace, because if those videos had performed well, it would have boosted my ego, which in those times I did not need my ego to be boosted. I did not need fake validation. I needed real validation. I needed real things. I needed real joy and real peace, not happiness and, you know, contentment that was only gonna last in the moment. Another thing I remember about these times, I had so much anxiety, especially when I would drive. I hated driving because I would be so anxious, like, and I think part of it was because I was gardening and it made me anxious. Like, it gave me anxiety. I don't know. I've always had anxiety when it came to driving, but at this time it was like heightened. Like, I hated driving, even short distances, long distances. Honestly, it did not matter. I had so much anxiety whenever I would drive, and so I was always praying about that as well. And now that I look back at it, I think this was the beginning of like a turning point when things started to get better, but I couldn't see it at the time because it wasn't enough for me to be able to see it. It was like things were happening slowly but surely. And the fact that I was even going to church and like getting up every Sunday, going to the women's conference, just trying to go to anything that had to do with chasing after God, I think that things were definitely turning around, but I couldn't see it just yet. Sorry guys, I had to continue the voiceover with my nephew. You can probably hear his voice and his little show in the background. He has the flu, and apparently I'm the only person he wants, so I have to just continue with him here. But things were definitely getting better, y'all. Things were getting better, but I couldn't see it. But also, I think I was trying to hold on to my sadness because I had gotten comfortable in my sadness and my quote-unquote depression. Y'all, it is really easy to be sad. Like, now that I think back at it, it's so easy to be sad and depressed. Like,
Oh, Fifi. Sorry, y'all. All you have to do is just sit in your bed, lay down. You can let your room get dirty, let everything just pass you by. And this is not to invalidate anyone that's going through anything, because I've obviously been through it. But now that I am in a different position, I can look back and say, yeah, like being sad and being depressed and all these things, like it's definitely easier than to choose joy and peace. That is harder because it's work. It's work. You literally have to be able to look past whatever your physical circumstances are and just have faith. And faith, it's not the easiest thing to have because it's literally not a visible, tangible thing. Like, it's invisible. So it's hard to trust in something that's invisible, but you literally have to look past everything that's happening and just say, I'm going to choose to have faith. And at this point, I had decided that I was going to stop posting on TikTok. I was going to stop posting on YouTube. I was just going to stop posting. I actually took a break from social media. I wasn't even posting on Instagram on my stories, and I just thought that this was going to be the best thing for me, just to reset my mind and reset my brain, because honestly it was really taking a toll on me and just like my self-esteem and just like my quality of life, which is crazy. But y'all, this is my work, this is my craft. Like, this is not just work to me. Like, I love this, you know. So yeah, I took a break, and I want to say that I really appreciate everyone that's DMing me asking if I'm okay. I promise you guys, I am okay. This is literally me looking back at times when things were worse, to remind myself that if I was able to get through it then, that I'm able to get through it now, and also to encourage somebody who might be going through similar situations like I am. So this was November 13th, 2024, and it was Afrotech weekend in Houston. This was the first year that they had Afrotech in Houston. And if you guys remember Afrotech last year, I went, it was in Austin, and it was a crazy time. If you guys remember those vlogs, I actually ended up like falling out with a friend of mine, and it was just crazy. But also I had a really nice time. But this year I honestly did not want to go. Like, I had made a prior commitment to attend an event, and I actually like promoted the event and everything. It was called Slay Academy. So if I did not feel that obligation to attend the event, I honestly would not have gone out during Afrotech, because at this time I was so anxious. I had so much anxiety that I did not need to be in a crowd of people, especially a weekend like Afrotech. If you guys know anything about Afrotech, it's so many people from all around the United States basically who work in tech, and it's just a lot going on. And let me tell you guys, I was definitely anxious, especially driving there. Oh my gosh, because the traffic was so bad. Like, something that was supposed to take me like 5 minutes ended up taking me like 45 minutes to get to. I was already not feeling it, y'all. But I think this was a turning point for me for sure. This specific weekend even was definitely a turning point for me, because I think at this point I had definitely gotten to the point where I was at the end of myself. After the day that I had this day and just being so anxious in the crowds and everything, I said that I wasn't gonna go to any more events, but I'd already promised this guy that I would like hang out with him, and that, you know, like I basically hyped him up and made him like feel like excited to see me. And so I felt really bad, so I ended up going out with him, but honestly was so miserable. Even he was just like honestly kind of annoyed with me, because I was just not a good time to be around. And at the party, I just felt so weird. Like, I just was not enjoying myself. And I had gardened before I came, because I was just feeling sad and anxious. That was one thing that I would always run to, was like gardening. And I did that, but it just was not giving what it usually gave. And not that it usually gave anything, but at least before it would give something. But this time it was really bad. And like the party, everything that night just was not a good mix. And I think that was the day where I was like, yeah, this is just not it for me anymore. Like, a change has to be made. I definitely need to change. Like, I need to change my physical circumstances. Like, I need to change my ways, my patterns. I need to get out of the cycle that I've been in. And I didn't recognize what the cycle was, but I knew that I had to do something, and I knew that I had to like start somewhere. So I started with no more gardening. And this was the point, like I said in the last video, where I really started to just pray and tell God to just really help me. Like, I would just cry out to God. Before, I would just cry, but now I started to cry out to God. Y'all, don't let your tears be in vain. Your tears are prayers. Your tears are a way to communicate with God. I think the Bible says that he bottles up our tears or something like that. Please don't quote me on that, but if you know what I'm talking about, then leave a comment. But don't let your tears be in vain and just cry just to cry. Cry to God in your heart. Let him know I am crying to you, God. I am here. I'm crying. Hear my tears. Hear my cry. Hear my voice. And I started to cry to God, and I didn't want my tears to be in vain. I wanted God to hear me. I wanted God to see me. And I started referring to him as El Roy, the God who sees me. And I would pray to El Roy and I would say, God, you see me. You see me, God. And I would pray and just say, please help me, God. Please save me from myself. Please help me from myself. Please meet me where I am right now. Because by this point, I was truly tired of myself. I was truly tired of being sad. I was truly tired of just saying, oh, well, this is just how I am right now. Oh, well, let me just cry. I didn't want to cry anymore. I didn't want to be sad anymore. I wanted God to enter and have his way. I wanted God to have his way, and I wanted peace. One day I was getting ready to go to church, and God spoke to me and he said, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and everything shall be added onto you. And I said, okay, God, I'm gonna do that. I'm going to do that. And I started to do that, and he was helping me. So by this point, I started going to church. I think this was like the week after the first week that I went to church. But that first week that I went to church, that first Sunday, oh my gosh, when I tell you guys, I was sobbing the whole time. Like, I would just go with no makeup on. I would just go to church. And then I remember the first Sunday that I went, they were announcing the women's conference that was coming up the week after that. And so me and my friends were like, yeah, let's go. And this women's conference was so amazing. Like, I'm so glad that I went. At this point, I was just fed up. I was just like, bro, I have to get my life back. Like, I have to crawl back to God. Like, God, I need you. Like, please, I'm desperate. Like, I'm not playing anymore. Like, this cannot be my life. Like, I'm better than this. And I started going to TG, and I had gone to TG before. It's called The Gathering. I had gone there earlier in 2024 for the Easter service, but then I never went back. My friend Aura invited me there, and it was a great church. I knew that I wanted to come back. I really enjoyed the service, but I don't know, like, things just happened along the way. You know, you guys know what happened along the way. So I just never went back. But when I started going there again, I just knew, like, this is where I was meant to be. Like, I knew that I wanted this church to be my church home. I enjoyed the word. I enjoyed the worship team. I just loved everything about it. It felt like home. Everyone just seemed so, like, it seemed like we were all there for God. It felt like God was there. It feels like God is really there, and everyone here is just on a mission. You know, it feels like we are doing the Lord's work. Like, I actually feel like, oh, God's work is being done here. Like, that's just, I don't know, that's just like the best way I can explain it. And I literally fell in love with this church, and I just started going. I just started going to church. I told myself, I remember telling myself, like, just go to church every Sunday. Just go to church and God would do the rest. And I'm saying that I told myself that, but now that I'm saying that out loud, the Holy Spirit told me, just go to church and God will do the rest. And around this time, I also got really close with my friend Priye. Priye actually goes to the gathering. I didn't even know this until I went that Easter service, but she goes to the gathering. She was on the prayer team, and I was just expressing to her, like, everything that I've been going through. And she actually led me to the prayer team, and they prayed for me. They just prayed that my fire for God would be reignited. And I remember that same day, while I was getting ready to go to church, I think this was one of the first few times that I actually realized that God was speaking to me. While I was standing in front of my dresser, putting my clothes on, I heard, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and everything shall be added onto you. And I remember thinking, what the heck? And then I remember when I was driving to church that day, I was listening to this song. I was listening to this song by this band, this Christian band that I never heard before. And they were literally singing those lyrics. And I remember thinking, no way, this is a coincidence. Like, that's crazy. So after that day that the prayer team prayed for me, and just hearing those words from God, I just knew that I had to press in. I knew that I had to press in, and I fully committed, and God met me exactly where I was. So this was November 10th. By this point, I had started going to church again, and I wasn't going to my regular church. I started going to a church called The Gathering, which is a young adult ministry, and it is under a RCCG church, but it's kind of like a thing of its own because it's mainly for people in my age group, and it's a really amazing church. And I think this was like my third or fourth time going, but this day I was actually putting on makeup because I was going to send in a video audition to join the choir.
choir. If you guys don't know this about me, I have been singing my whole life. I'm classically trained. I sang in my church choir. I love singing. I love music. It's one of the many gifts that God blessed me with. And I know for sure that one thing God had been calling me to do, and one promise that I made to him that I would do, was sing in a choir. But for years, I hadn't been going to church. Like, ever since I went to college, I wasn't going to church because I was now an adult and I could do whatever I wanted. So I wasn't going to church. And so how was I going to sing in a choir if I wasn't going to church? So my first time going back to TG, because I had been there for my first time during their Easter service in 2024, and then I never went back. My first time going back was in November, and I was with my friend Priye, which you guys have also seen in the vlogs, and she was an avid, like, she goes to TG, like, she's on the prayer team. It was during worship, and I was just like crying, like I was bawling. One thing about me, like, worship really touches me on another level. You see me crying during worship, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm just feeling the Holy Spirit and I'm feeling the presence of God. And she typed on her notes and she wrote, "God says he misses you." And that made me cry even more, y'all, because I knew for a fact I was not in communication with him. I knew for a fact our relationship was not the same. But for him to say that he misses me, I've been terrible. I haven't even looked at him. I thought of him a lot, but I wouldn't talk to him. It was like I turned my back to him. But God is so merciful and so gracious, and he is not like man. And so he still has the ability to miss me and use my friend to tell me. And Priya was not the only person who told me this. My friend Princess had also told me the exact same thing, that God says he misses me. I felt so giddy. Like, I felt like a little kid. Like, you miss me? Like, that is so sweet. And honestly, it just made me run into his arms and just run to him and just be like, I miss you too. Like, I miss you too. I miss you so much. Like, I didn't even realize that you were still there. I didn't even know that you still cared about me. I didn't even know that you still loved me. I thought that you were no longer there. I thought you disappeared. I thought I was alone. I knew God was good. I knew he existed. I knew who he was, but some way, somehow, I forgot that he existed for me. I forgot that I had a relationship with him, and all I had to do was open my mouth and talk to him like I used to do all the time. I talked to him like he was my best friend, because he is and was my best friend. And so ever since that day, I started praying. I started talking to God. I started telling him how I was feeling. I started talking to him about anything and everything. And I started praying about my situation, praying over my situation, praying for peace, praying for joy, praying against the mental torture that I was going through, praying against anything that I was trying to come and take root in my life. And I was just praying. And I listened to nothing but worship music and gospel music and any music that exalted God and worshiped God. I stopped listening to secular music completely and only listened to gospel music because I just wanted to hear God and God alone. I was going to church every Sunday. I still, till this day, have not missed a single Sunday. And I had the people at my church pray for me. I had the prayer team pray for me. And even those prayers took me so far. And before you knew it, my joy was back. Before you knew it, my peace was back. I was feeling like myself again. And myself is who I am in Christ. And because I was back in intimate friendship with God, I was joyful and I had peace. Something that I had not felt in such a long time. And when I felt it, I knew that I was never going to let it go again. I knew that I was never going to let anything get in the way or jeopardize the peace that I now had and that was mine to keep. And I knew what I had to do to keep it. And I was willing to do it. Now, the complicated thing is, all those times when I was going through so much, I had picked up some bad habits. And one of them that I picked back up, especially when I came back from Lagos, specifically when I came back from Lagos, was gardening. Gardening was something that I started doing back in high school when I was going through some hard times, and I used it as a crutch. And I picked it back up again, even though God had delivered me from it when I first got saved. And it was dealing with me. And I think God was dealing with it in me. No, not I think, he was. And so that was something that got like dealt with. I don't know. And I'll be able to talk more in detail about it in the next video. But y'all, this is why going to a good church is so important, because it was through hearing the word of God from my pastors that really made me think like I got to do better. Like I got to get it together quickly. And that was exactly what I started to do. This day, y'all, I tried to braid my hair. Let's talk about this for real, because my hair is what inspired this whole testimony. This testimony is my testimony through my hair. So let's not forget that part, because I feel like
it's easy to forget, but I promise you it all ties into it. So this vlog, I was gonna do a video of me braiding my hair because I was praying, God was with me. I was doing a lot better than I was before. So I was like, let me braid my hair. Like, let me do my hair. I hadn't had braids in a while. I didn't have money to pay for braids. So I'm like, let me just braid my own hair. I was tired of wearing wigs. At this point, wearing wigs, I hated wigs. Like, I no longer enjoyed wearing wigs. Like, I just saw all the negatives of wearing wigs at this point. I'm like, let me try to braid my hair. When I tell you, it was almost like I forgot how to braid. And I remember at the time thinking like, why am I not doing this correctly? Oh my gosh, at this point, this was November, actually, I was going to church, but I hadn't stopped being high yet. So I actually ate an edible before I braided my hair. But this was weird because at this point, I was like weaning off of it. So I wouldn't sometimes, but I guess this day I was really nervous about braiding my hair. So I decided to eat an edible. And I remember thinking like, if I eat this edible, I'm probably not going to be able to braid my hair well. It's probably going to be the exact reason why I'm going to do a horrible job. But I just remember being too nervous and like thinking that I would have a better experience if I was high. So I ate an edible and I attempted to do French curl braids on myself for the first time. Mind you, I know how to braid hair. I went to the beauty supply. I got all the supplies, everything. I was going to do this. And when I tell you it flopped big time, like it was almost like I didn't know what I was doing. And I remember thinking, this is weird. Like, why am I not able to braid my hair? I know how to braid hair. Like, why is this not working? And I was really frustrated. I cried a little bit, but then also I kind of had this peace about it. And I kind of had this feeling like, okay, there has to be a reason for this. I don't know where that came from. I mean, I didn't know at the time, but now I know where that came from. But I just had this thought in my mind like, okay, there has to be a reason for this. I remember I went to sleep with the braid that I think I did like 2 or 3 braids. I literally went to sleep with those 2 or 3 braids. I didn't even take them out. I just went to sleep. I was just annoyed and I just went to sleep. Oh yeah, also at this time, I decided to take a break from posting on social media, posting on TikTok specifically, because TikTok was really starting to drain my mental health. Like, the performance of my videos was really starting to hurt my feelings and take a toll on my confidence, my mental health, like all the things. So I'm like, let me just do a fast. Like, I'm not gonna post any videos for the whole month of December. I remember telling my friend Princess about it, and Princess basically told me that God was telling her that if I was gonna do it, that I should actually do it. Like, if I'm gonna not post on social media, like I should actually do it for real, like actually take it seriously. So the whole month of December, I wasn't posting on TikTok. I was just living my life. So then one day I was invited by this lady on TikTok to come to her best friend's restaurant and basically do a video about it and get the word out, because she was saying that they had just opened and they weren't getting a lot of business. So my best friend was going to be in town and we wanted to do a little sleepover, hangout type of thing. So we just made a whole day out of it, and she came over that day and we went to the Jamaican restaurant. And I remember thinking like, what am I going to do to my hair? What am I going to do to my hair? And I remember just finally being like, let me just wear my natural hair. Like, why can't I just wear my natural hair? I think the day before that, I put my hair in a ponytail and I thought it looked really cute. Or it might have been that same exact day. But I put my hair in a ponytail. I was like, oh, this is cute. Like, this is my hair. Like, why can't I just wear my hair? So I went to the store, got some supplies, and I just got some Marley hair, made it into a little bun, and I wore my hair outside and I was fine with it. I was content with it. And I really felt like that was just God really, really doing a work in me. I feel like that was the beginning of God helping me to unlearn the hate that I had for my hair. And this was just the beginning. Honestly, the braids was just me still hiding because you couldn't see my natural hair. Like, I literally had braids on my hair. So it wasn't like I was actually embracing my natural hair. Like, I was still hiding it. But this was the beginning of me accepting it and showing it. And I remember I felt so cute this day. Like, I felt so cute. I felt so free. And I actually felt that God gave me an okay to post about this lady's restaurant, because I told you guys I wasn't supposed to be posting at all, but I posted about this lady's restaurant and God gave me the go ahead to do so because it was of service to someone else. And people actually went to the restaurant. Like, she actually got business from it, and the video actually performed really well. Mind you, I told you guys my videos normally wouldn't perform very well, which is why I was taking the break in the first place. So that was just kind of confirmation, like, okay, God, like, you're actually giving me the go ahead to do this. And yeah, I just felt so cute with my hair. Like, I was loving my hair. All right, y'all, I'm doing my little ponytail again. I was gonna put on my hat that I always wear, but I was like, you know, I'm probably gonna put on a wig tomorrow when I go out. So let's just keep the good vibes going with the little ponytail. And then, you know, tonight I'm just gonna braid my hair down because I'm gonna wear a wig tomorrow, and I'm also getting my nails done tomorrow, so I gotta braid my hair down today. Okay guys, I just love my little ponytail. Like, I just feel so cute. Like, I just feel so cute, guys. Like, ah!
Is this me? Like, stop it. Now, although I loved my ponytail and I felt really cute with my ponytail, I was going to be going to an event that I was invited to by the guy that I was talking to at the time, who I really liked. He was having an event. He invited me and I didn't want to wear my natural hair. And also people were going to be there and I just didn't feel comfortable going with my natural hair. Even my ponytail, like nothing. I was just like, yeah, I'm just going to braid my hair down and put on a wig. Also, I still have this thing in my brain, like, is a man actually gonna love me? Like, I don't think that I believe that a man would actually love me, like every part of me. And my hair is a big part. Like I told you guys in the first part of the testimony that I literally used to think, like, when I get married, like, how am I gonna do it? Like, I'm gonna have to keep my hair done. Like, there's no way my husband can see my natural hair. Like, I literally used to think that when I was younger, which is crazy. But yeah, that hadn't settled yet. Like, I hadn't settled that part of it all. Like, I put that wig on real quick and went to the event. Also, at this time, y'all, I was doing even better at this time. I remember the day I went to the Jamaican restaurant specifically. That day specifically was marked as the day that things did a complete turnaround. Like, things completely turned around by that point. I was doing so much better by that point. I literally felt the joy of the Lord again. Like, the joy in me was back. I felt joy again. I was happy again. I was just on cloud Jesus. I'm not even gonna call it cloud nine. The whole Christmas period was just really amazing. And this day, I think this was 2 days before Christmas. So I went to church that Sunday. So the Sunday before Christmas was the 22nd. So I went to church that Sunday, and then later that night was my friend Tito's younger brother's graduation party. I went to his graduation party, and then after that I went to go hang out with the guy that I had been dating, because Tito's house was really close to his house and my house was always really far from him. So that was one of the problems we would have, was that I really wouldn't be able to see him so much because we lived so far from each other. I went to hang out with him after, and I ended up sleeping over, and I actually ended up falling into sexual sin. And I remember being so scared of that. Like, I remember just being like feeling so bad, so convicted, and just feeling like I never want to do this again. Like, I never want to do this again. Like, that was so bad. Like, why did I do that? And I just told myself that I'm not having sex in marriage. Like, I don't think I've ever actually said that or wanted that. I've never actually wanted that for myself. I've always just told myself, like, oh, okay, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. But this time I was just like, no, like, this can never happen again. I can never do this again. It was almost like I actually felt the weight of the sin. I actually knew what that did to my spirit, especially after going to church just that Sunday. Like, I literally just was at church a couple hours ago, and now I'm here. Like, it was really memorable for me. The whole Christmas season was just really great though, y'all. I was really happy and content, even though a lot of things were just, like, literally nothing in my life was perfect. Like, my life is nowhere near perfect, but I just had this peace and I was content, and I had so much gratitude. Oh my gosh. My heart was filled with so much gratitude, and I was vlogging. Like, I was vlogging. I was doing really well with vlogging, you guys. I was vlogging for like 3 weeks straight. I was on my grind. And I was also editing. Like, it wasn't like I was just vlogging just like how I do now with no intention of posting, lying to myself that I'm gonna post. No, actually, I was actually editing the vlogs as well. But I remember New Year's, I was just so excited. Like, I was so excited for the new year. I just knew 2025 was about to be my year. Like, I knew it. You couldn't tell me otherwise. Like, 2025, I'm coming for you. If you go watch my New Year's vlog, you will literally see for yourself. Like, I was turned for New Year's. And then my sister-in-law was pregnant. I don't think I've mentioned this, but my sister-in-law was pregnant. We were having a girl, and my niece was born literally on the first day of 2025. She was born January 1st, 2025. You couldn't tell me 2025 was about to be my year. Like, you could not tell me that. You just couldn't. God was just blessing us left and right. Like, it was just giving. I was still going to TG. I was loving it. I was loving my time at TG. I was still going to TG. I was loving it. The more I went, the more I grew in my relationship with Christ. I started reading my Bible again. Y'all, one thing I love is reading my Bible. And when I read my Bible, I actually understand it. God actually blesses me with his word. Like, I was just really in my bag with Jesus. Like, me and Jesus, we were walking hand in hand. And then he gave me the inspiration to make this testimony video. I was in the shower one day and he literally just gave me the idea. I was praying. I used to do this thing where I would just be in the shower, just like singing praises to God, because usually when I'm in the shower, I would be listening to music. But during this time, I would just be in the shower without my phone, no music playing. I would just sing to God. And sometimes he would even give me a new song to sing. Like, he would literally put the song in my mouth. Like, I wouldn't be singing a song that anybody made. Like, it would just be a song that God put in my heart to sing. Like, literally just his words coming out of me. And then God gave me the idea. And I remember just being so emotional and being so excited. Like, I literally, after I went and told the guy that I was talking to about it, and I just told him like the whole thing, which I think was a mistake. Like, I should not have done that. When God gives you inspiration for something, probably don't share it with people until you actually do it, because it's also this like psychology thing where when you share something with somebody that you're gonna do, it kind of gives your brain the same dopamine that you would get when you actually do it. So then it makes it hard to actually do it because you've already gotten that dopamine hit as if you actually did it. But anyways, when I got this idea, I was so excited. And when God gave me the idea for this video, he literally told me that I didn't need to make any new videos. Like, he gave me the idea and told me that all I would need was all of the content that I had already made. Like, I didn't have to go out and make any new content for this. I was going to just be piecing together videos that I already had, just like how I'm doing right now. And that was what I was supposed to do, right? But when I tell you guys, life got in the way. Like, it was almost like after God gave me this idea and after me sillily going to go and share the idea with someone else. I even talked about it in my vlog, I think, of just how like God gave me this idea and how this project that I was working on. But anyways, it seemed like after God gave me this idea, things just went downhill. Like, literally, now I'm saying that now that I think about it, things went downhill from there, because before that, because at the beginning of the year, I was really on fire for God. I was reading my Bible every day. I was just on my grind. I was really on fire. I remember TG had a was it a 14-day fast? I did the fast. I was praying so much. Like, the Holy Spirit was really, really, really living in me. Like, I was on fire. But at some point, things just started to get really blurry. Another thing that was happening was that God was just having me in the season where he just wanted me to wear my natural hair. He just wanted me to wear my natural hair. I remember I went to dinner with Priya, and so that's what I was doing. I was just wearing my natural hair. And I think this was God trying to get me to just see that I didn't fully love myself all the way. So there was just a lot happening, y'all. There was a lot happening. Things got very complicated. This video should have came out months ago. Actually, I don't know what it should have done. I don't know. Maybe this is exactly how God planned it to be. Maybe I got in the way. Maybe things got rocky in the middle. But life seriously started life. And guys, I was actually getting spiritually attacked. Like, the spiritual attack was crazy. And I can say this now. Like, this is literally me saying this in hindsight. The spiritual attacks got crazy. Life got really, really crazy. And I just really got in my head. Like, I stopped reading my Bible at one point. I started to get depressed again. I started to feel sad again. Then the Hallelujah Challenge came along, and I started doing the Hallelujah Challenge. But still, I was just so sad. Like, I just didn't know what was going on. I was just so confused because I'm like, God, I thought we were back. Like, I thought things were good again. I didn't think that this was possible. I didn't think this could possibly happen again. And again, I was still wearing my natural hair. I was just like, dang, like, what's happening? You know, like, why is this happening? Like, why am I going through this again? Mind you, I'm living righteously.
the sins that used to hold me down, sexual sin, smoking, just all the things that, those were really my two main ones. The main one, honestly, I would say is sexual sin. And then smoking was like right next under there. But I wasn't doing any of those things anymore. I was actually making a conscious effort to live righteously, to live according to the will of God, to follow his commandments, to actually live my life according to what God has asked me to. And it seemed like the enemy did not like that. The enemy did not like that. The enemy did not want me to put out this video, y'all. The enemy did not want me to put out this video. The fact that I'm putting out part 3 4 months later, and honestly, the only reason you guys even got the first 2 parts was because God put me on a social media fast for the whole month of April. The whole month of April, I did a social media fast inspired by my friend Princess, because she did it for a month. She did it for a month. And remember, I told you guys I had stopped posting on TikTok for the whole of December, but I didn't stop watching TikTok. But I decided to just get off social media completely because it was such a distraction. It still is such a distraction. Like, after that month, it's almost like I went back to what I was doing before. But the whole month of April, I wasn't on social media. I wasn't on Instagram, wasn't on TikTok, wasn't, the only thing I was watching was YouTube videos. I was watching YouTube videos and I was working on my testimony. I posted part 1 in April, posted part 2 in April. Honestly, I was able to get those videos done pretty fast. Like, it didn't take me like the whole month of April. Like, I got those done probably in a week or 2 weeks. And part 3, I started part 3 in those 2 weeks as well. But then things just happened along the way. My birthday came. My birthday was just, Thank God for my friend Aura, because God really used her on my birthday. On my birthday, I literally had like $30 in my account. I was just going to go get Thai food, but then Aura and I ended up doing something for my birthday. I think I even was vlogging that week. I probably have some clips from that, but life just got really hard, like really, really hard. And it just almost seemed like the enemy really did not want me to put this out. Like, I know that something is linked to this testimony. Something is linked to me putting this out there. It has to be something, because the struggle it took for me to put this out. And one thing I know is when there's a struggle, there's something at the other side. Okay, I've learned that time and time again, that I've come to understand that when there's a struggle, that means something got to come out of it. Something good is coming out of it. And even today, I'm literally filming this voiceover the day before. The day of that I'm going to post the video is 3:31 a.m. And before I went to go take a shower earlier, I was just praying to God. I'm like, God, please just give me something at the end of this. Like, give me new inspiration. Give me a new zeal. Give me a new fire. Because the way the enemy has just tormented me, y'all, like the things I've gone through with my family, like he's messed with my relationship with my sister, my relationship with my mom, like so many things happened, y'all. So many things happened. I told you, I thought this was going to be my year. Like, you couldn't tell me this was, and I'm not saying that it's not my year. It's my year. It's definitely my year. And I know for a fact it's my year because the enemy did not want me to get to this point. He did not want me to receive the blessing. He did not want me to see what God has at the end for me. He wanted to keep me from getting there. And it was only by the grace of God, it's only by the power of prayer that I'm able to even put this out now. It was only by I literally had to pray to God, like, God, please, like, help me, please help me. Like, please see me. I'm begging you to just step in. Like, I can't do this on my own. I cannot do this on my own. I literally need you. I don't want to be in control of my life. I don't want to think. I don't, like, you know, when girls like are dating a guy and they're like, oh, airport dad, like you can turn your brain off. God, that's like, you have to be that for me, because I ain't got a man. I ain't got a daddy. My dad, that man, I don't even know what that man does. I don't know that man. Like, I don't have a father. I had to ask God and beg him to, I had to ask God to be my father. I had to get used to God as a father. I had to learn from God, through God, what it means to have a father. And I had to just be like, God, please, have your way. Not my will, but your will be done. Not my will, but your will be done. You actually have to take the wheel. You actually just have to do this for me. Not even on some, it's past that point. Just do it for, you actually have to, it has to be by your spirit, God. And as I'm saying this, y'all, I'm remembering the prayers with my friend Priye. These are literally the things we prayed for, not my will, but yours. God, by your spirit, let it be done in spirit and in truth. And that is how I am here today, God. I meant to say, y'all, that is how I'm here today, y'all. And this part, I'm not going to edit this part because the whole vlog, I've been editing out my breaths, editing out my mistakes when I say the wrong thing or whatever. I'm just going to put this out there because, y'all, by the grace of God, I'm able to put this out. And I don't know what God has. I don't even know if he actually is going to have something at the end for me. But I'm just so happy. I'm just so grateful that I'm able to do this because the enemy has really, really slowed me down. He has tormented me in my dreams. He has just really tried to just put me down. And for the longest, I allowed him to do that. I allowed him to hold me down. I stayed down. I put my head down. I said, I don't want any trouble. I said, I'll just back down. I'll just back away. I'll just let you destroy me. And God had to pull me out. And it's only by his grace that I'm able to make this video, that I'm able to fight. God had to teach me how to fight because, y'all, I'm not a fighter. I've told you guys this before. I'm not a fighter. I'm the type of person where if something is proving to not be for me, if it's proving to be too difficult, I just let it be. If someone doesn't want to love me, I leave them alone. If something doesn't want to work out for me, I just let it go. I don't force things. But God had to teach me how to fight. He had to teach me how to fight. And I'm still learning. I'm not perfect. I'm still learning. I wouldn't even say I'm there yet. I'm definitely still learning. But God is just so good. He's so good. And I was actually supposed to put this video out yesterday. I even posted on my Instagram. And I remember I was typing that I was going to be posting the video on Thursday, which is the day I'm actually going to post it. But every time I would type Thursday, I would accidentally delete it. And then so I kept feeling in my spirit like God wanted me to write tomorrow. But I knew I couldn't do it yesterday. So I didn't want to write that. But I ended up writing tomorrow knowing I wasn't going to be able to do it. Excuse me. And that yesterday, the whole day, I literally was just laying in my bed. Mind you, my laptop was right next to me. I was supposed to be editing. I would open my laptop, look at it. I edited a small portion, but I was just feeling this sluggishness. I was just feeling this spirit of just laziness and just this resistance. There was a heavy resistance to not put this video out. But that let me know that I had to put it out even more. The fact that there was such a resistance let me know that, I need to do this. I need to get this done. But y'all, God has been so good to me. God has been so good to me. He's been so good to my family. And through my whole journey of loving my hair, I was actually wearing my hair out. I would actually wear my hair. I wear it to dinner a couple of times. I would wear it to church every Sunday. I would wear it out to hang out with my friends. I was wearing out my natural hair, even in videos. I made content with my natural hair, which is something that I never would have thought that I would be doing. And honestly, I got to a point where I'm just like, God, okay, I'm tired of wearing my natural hair. But if you want me to keep wearing it, I'll keep wearing it. But whenever you want me to be done with this. Oh my gosh, also I forgot to mention, I would constantly have dreams about things relating to hair. So again, just more confirmation, like, from the enemy, like, you're just not smart. Like, you're just letting me know that God is actually on my side. Like, you're proving even more that God is on my side. But anyways, I basically told God, like, when you're ready for me to not wear my natural hair anymore, like, when I'm free, when you freed me from this, when you let me loose from this, send me somebody that wants to braid my hair for free. Because you guys know I do social media. That's not like something far-fetched. Like, people offer to do my hair all the time. I've actually had someone offer to do my hair before, and it ended up not working out. I think I talked about this in the last part of the vlog. Did I actually talk about this? Oh my gosh, I didn't talk about this. But I had an experience where somebody wanted to braid my hair, and it ended up not working out. And I remember thinking, oh, okay, this has to be for a reason. Like, this got to be God, because the lady literally offered to do my hair for free. I went there, and then she couldn't do it, which was so weird, because it's like she already knew what I was coming to get. So I was like, okay, this got to be God. But anyways, I was like, God, when you're ready for me to stop wearing my natural hair, just send me somebody that wants to do my hair, and we'll go from there. And God sent me Flora. And again, this was somebody who was looking for more clients. This was a service, not just for me, but also for her, because she was looking for more clients, and my video was able to bless her as well. So you see how God works. Like, when you obey God, like, you're not just helping yourself, you're also helping others, because God uses us all for his kingdom. Like, we're all connected to each other. Like, all of our blessings, all of our destinies, all of our obedience is connected to each other. But anyways, y'all, I have a lot of vlogs that I just have made throughout the year 2025, but have not posted. The last time I posted vlogs from the year 2025 was New Year's, I think, right? So let me know, should I post the vlogs that I haven't posted this year? Because I have a lot. I have a lot of stuff. Like, even while I was going through all the things, I'm like, I had these visions of how I wanted my videos to be. I had all these ideas. I was getting all this inspiration. But then I just couldn't do it. It was always like this resistance. It was almost like a force literally stopping me. Like, God was giving me the inspiration. I had all these ideas, but I just could not bring them to life. And I wanted to tell you guys my stories. I wanted to tell you guys what I was thinking during these experiences. I wanted to tell you guys what was happening, and I would record it, but then I would never put it out. So let me know if you guys want me to put it out, if you're still interested, because I would love to. I would love to. And I just pray that God helps us all. I pray that we all just continue to know him more and more, because when I tell you guys, I have seen the other side, and I've also known what it's like to be in God's kingdom, to be a part of his family, to be a friend of God. And I know that this is where I want to be. Like, I don't want to be outside. I never want to be outside of God's will for my life. I never want to be outside of what God has for me. I never want to not do God's will. And I just pray that for everyone. I pray that for everyone, because I'm telling you guys, God is so good. His love is everlasting. He loves us so much. He loves us so much. And if you've been struggling with anything at all, just pray. Just ask God to help you. If you have a friend, if you have a church family, ask them to pray for you. Ask them to help you. God puts people in our lives for a reason. They're not just there to entertain us, to hang out with us. Like, they're there. We're all here. We're all on this earth to bring glory to his kingdom. So let God use the people around you to help you. If you're struggling, don't struggle on your own. Don't struggle in silence. I did that for so long, and it just prolonged my struggle. I wish that I would have started going to church earlier on. I wish that I would have started talking to my friends about my struggles earlier on. So guys, don't do it alone. Talk to people. Don't be shy. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed by your sins. Don't be embarrassed by your struggles. God knows already. He already knows. He already knows you. He already knows every bad thing about you, everything about you that you hate, that you think is imperfect, that you think is not good. He already knows, and he still loves you, and he still wants you. There's no waste at the altar. God can use anything. Oh my gosh, I'm literally speaking song lyrics and I didn't even realize it. He can use anything. He can literally use anything. And if you allow him to use you, you will see just how good God is.